Nicole, and with my friends Isaac, Jose, Luis, Arturo, and Guillermo, we're going to talk about the Qatar crisis.
But first, where is Qatar? That's right. Qatar is a country slash peninsula located in the Middle East, which only land border is with Saudi Arabia. Its capital is Doha, and its population in 2018 was about 2.7 million people, which 88% consisted of foreigners that came from India, Pakistan, and other countries.
Now, when did the crisis begin? It all started when CCG countries found out that Qatar was supporting extremist groups such as the Muslim Brotherhood and Al Qaeda. They decided to make an embargo of Qatar, cutting relations with them, including tourism and trade. They also decided to expel every Qatari citizen from their territories with only 14 days to leave their countries. They didn't even care if the people were studying there or working. Now my friend Isaac is going to tell you about Qatar's point of view from the crisis.
Since the recent uprising of its economy, Qatar has become a greater threat for its neighbor countries and also a world power. The country started being more open with its foreign policy and started exposing international problems through its broadcasting channel Al Jazeera. They have also established international relations with countries like the US, Iran, and Turkey, and all these actions created disapproval on the other GCC countries, which imposed a blockade over Qatar. Qatar was put into a terrible position, but now they have been dealing with these restrictions for the past 4 years, and they have kept improving its economy. Qatar also accused Saudi Arabia and the other GCC countries of supporting extremist and terrorist groups, and they have also strengthened their international relations and have stated that they will not accept the demands from the Gulf countries because they go against their sovereignty.
Well, as previously stated by Nicole, Qatar has been accused by countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Yemen, the Maldives, Bahrain, and Egypt of funding and supporting Iranian-backed extremist groups like the Muslim Brotherhood and Al Qaeda. Due to this, they decided to cut all sorts of relationships with Qatar until certain terms and conditions are met. Some of these terms and conditions are the cutting of the funding of these groups, the cutting of relationships with Iran, and the shutting down of Al Jazeera, which is the main news network in Qatar. When questioned about these extreme measures, they stated that Qatar was guilty not only of funding the groups, but also of destabilizing the region, and therefore they had to meet these terms. But Qatar doesn't want to meet them because they stated that it is a violation to their sovereignty. Therefore, it's outrageous to even ask for them. So we are currently at a stalemate when Qatar doesn't want to meet the terms and conditions because they are a violation to their sovereignty, and the previously mentioned countries don't want to change the terms and conditions because, according to them, Qatar deserves it. And all of this stalemate has been worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic because no country wants to open their borders.
As Jose said, the entire crisis has been exacerbated by the novel coronavirus. From the Qatar side, it has put an even harsher strain on Qatar's economy. They were already dealing with the consequences of being cut off by their neighbors. Now they also have to contend with the restrictions that have been imposed on their domestic industries by the virus. On the other side of the crisis, the UAE has been using this situation as an opportunity to attempt to repair relations with their neighbors and traditional rivals, Iran and Syria. Of course, as countries turn their focus inwards, members of the GCC may find that bolder foreign policy could bolster their legitimacy domestically. This could delay potential solutions as governments double down on their demands for Qatar.
Qatar finds itself in a very tight spot. Its long dispute with the GCC countries has changed how Qatar functions in terms of its production, since now it has to become independent because a lot of its intake from neighboring countries has been severed. It is very unlikely that Qatar agrees to some of the terms imposed by the GCC countries, since some of its decisions, such as shutting down Al Jazeera, considering how it is its only international channel that broadcasts Qatar view of the world, or cutting its relations with Iran, which would drastically sever Qatar's economy, since there is a vast amount of commerce between the two countries. These two demands are only a small part of what the GCC countries are demanding from Qatar, and they are very tough decisions. Currently, this issue has had little to no progress whatsoever, but perhaps the tension between Qatar and the GCC countries could decrease with the upcoming World Cup event, since there will be a lot of tourist movement around Qatar, which hopefully will help bring more influence from other countries.
Solutions are complex for this matter. As we see it, there are three options. First, either Qatar accepts all 13 GCC's demands and sacrifices its sovereignty in order for GCC to drop the blockade. Second, Qatar and the countries of the GCC come to an agreement and give some ground to each one, which is not likely because of the extensive list of requests against Qatar and the threat that it imposes to the UAE. The third situation is that Qatar continues growing and making relationships with other countries, growing their economy and growing their international relationships and presence. Solutions seem complex, but we believe that the next couple of years, with all the world size of Qatar because of the World Cup, the GCC won't make severe actions against Qatar. If so, it will be after 2022. Plus, it seems like Qatar is opting for the third situation, requesting being the host for such an important event.
Thanks for watching. Bye.